In the year 2439, long after Earth had healed from centuries of conflict, humanity reached further into the void. Among drifting stars, explorers discovered a beacon, silent, broken, and ancient. The ship Odyssey's Reach was dispatched, carrying scientists, diplomats, and dreamers. At first, the beacon appeared no more than an artifact of forgotten time, but whispers in its fractured signals hinted of voices, an encoded message layered with urgency. The crew, led by Commander Lysandra Hale, chose patience over fear. She believed the beacon wasn't a trap, but a memory, a desperate call cast across millennia. As days stretched into weeks, her team unraveled fragments of language, soft tones carrying sorrow. Some in the crew warned, "Why chase ghosts? What if they wanted us gone?" Others felt drawn to the mystery, as though the beacon itself carried an unspoken promise. And when the final sequence cracked open, it revealed not coordinates to a place of ruin, but a path to a living constellation, an ancient civilization waiting, perhaps watching, perhaps warning. The choice was simple: turn back to safety or follow the stars into uncertainty. Humanity, true to its restless nature, chose to follow. The journey to the coordinates stretched across months. On arrival, the crew witnessed something few minds could hold: giant structures weaving between suns, as though whole constellations had been stitched by design. But it wasn't empty. The first to greet them were the Veyari, a people of grace, with translucent forms that shimmered like liquid light. They welcomed humanity cautiously. Soon, others appeared. The Zarketh, massive, armored beings, voices like grinding stone, who saw humans as trespassers. And the Eleth, whispering nomads who floated between worlds like shadows. Each species had its own judgment of humanity: fragile, bold, dangerous, or innocent. Diplomacy became survival. Commander Hale walked halls where one wrong word could ignite war. It was then the crew learned the truth of the beacon. It wasn't a message of invitation, it was a warning. The constellation was fractured, its civilizations divided, each accusing the other of a long-forgotten betrayal. And now, with humanity's arrival, suspicion flared anew. Caught in webs of mistrust, the Odyssey's crew became unwilling players in a conflict written in the stars. Weeks turned to months within the fractured constellation. Humanity's presence rippled through its delicate balance. The Veyari sought friendship, believing humanity's resilience might restore what was lost. The Zarketh viewed them as tools, or weapons to be broken before they grew dangerous. And the Elith, ever elusive, whispered offers of alliance, though no one could tell if their promises were truth or trap. Commander Hale's crew began to fracture under the weight of choices. Some argued they should leave before being crushed in an alien struggle. Others claimed humanity had a duty now, a place among the stars too precious to abandon. When sabotage struck, the Odyssey's life support nearly destroyed, it became clear someone wanted humanity silenced forever. Trust unraveled, allies turned cold. But amid betrayal, Hale found a pattern hidden within the original beacon's code, a forgotten pact, proof that the constellation had once been united. If revealed, it could heal or shatter everything. The crew knew then their mission was no longer exploration. It was survival and perhaps salvation. The revelation spread like wildfire. The beacon was no trap, no relic. It was a reminder, a plea from ancestors who once bound the constellation in unity. Hale risked everything to broadcast it across the systems. Her voice carried not as a conqueror, nor as a supplicant, but as a witness to history. You were one. You can be one again. Silence followed. Then arguments. Then a fragile truce. The Veyari extended luminous hands. The Elith spoke from the shadows with cautious hope. Even the Zarketh, reluctant and growling, stepped back from war. And humanity? They were no longer strangers, no longer intruders. They had become the mirror in which alien civilizations saw both their past and their possibility. The Odyssey's reach turned toward home, scarred yet triumphant. For in chasing echoes of a silent beacon, humanity had helped reshape constellations. Not through conquest, not through power, but through endurance, compassion, and the unshakable courage to listen when others had forgotten how. The stars, once shattered, now shimmered with the faintest promise of unity.